Hello, Amy here with Profiles Backstage, and I've got your September swag bag video here. So I am so happy it's spooky season nails. It just makes my heart so happy. So we've got a nice witchy kind of vibe going on this month for our swag bag. So let's get into what is in your bag this month. Okay, so we've got our two babe gel polishes. We've got Lily and we have Raven. So we've got a nice black and a nice purple, light purple, pastel kind of. So these are one coat coverage. These are HEMA-free, dihema-free, and TPO-free, guys. So if you're looking for a good gel polish line, that babe line is amazing. Next, we've got our Cat's Eye. This is a swag bag exclusive, so only available in the swag bag. And this is Hocus Pocus. It is a beautiful chameleon cat's eye. We've got our gel melt, and here is a picture of, actually these are the nails that we did for the swag card. So I'm gonna show you guys a few different ways to use your gel melt, and it's gonna get us a different look each time. Also in your bag, I forgot to put this on the card. This was a last minute add-on, but I love this brush when I'm doing this marble because I love that it has a tip to it if I want to use it, and it stays super flat, so you can scoop up that gel really well and lay it into that gel melt. So I am working on a slick tip, so I am buffing, but you do not have to buff before you put your gel melt on. Typically, you're doing it over an enhancement, or you've got gel polish or something else on, so you don't really need to buff that. I just didn't want it slipping and sliding and moving around and leveling out too much, so I ran a quick buffer over it. First thing I'm gonna do is to get ready to marble. I'm gonna lay down some colors on my palette. I've got the black and I've got the lily color. And I'm gonna do two different techniques. So first I'm laying lines next to each other, and then I'm also laying all this gel polish down in dots separately. So we've got our three lines with our cat's eye in the two colors, and then we've got the three dots. I took like a dotting tool and just ran that through. Don't marbleize it too much on that palette because it will start to meld together a little bit. And we're going in with our gel melt. You don't have to go in really thick with that gel melt. A nice thin coat is plenty. Now we're grabbing that edge brush and just scooping up some of that gel polish. And we are not letting that brush go into the gel melt. We are literally kind of like pouring it right on top of the gel melt. That way I'm not making any brush strokes. I'm not helping it along at all. It's just gonna evenly kind of spread out. And I'm gonna scoop up a little bit more, and now I'm gonna go up from the bottom of the nail, and this is gonna give it that nice kind of swirly look. And like I said, I love the tip end of this brush, of that angle brush there. It can kind of, you know, pull up the sides a little bit, or if you want to help it along, it's just really gentle rather than going in with a full flat brush. Because there's some cat's eye in here, I am just taking a Rolo magnet and illuminating what cat's eye is in those little marbles. So we went ahead and cured that. For our next design, we're gonna go back in with that gel melt. Again, not a super thick coat. You don't want this so thick that it's gonna be self-leveling down the sidewalls. So a thin coat is totally fine. From here, we're gonna grab kind of dollops of gel and just kind of paint them down in whatever design you want. So I'm sticking to kind of going diagonal and from one side to the other, and I'm picking up all three and just placing them right next to each other. This marble is just gonna give you a little bit more thicker lines rather than thinner lines that kind of run together. So definitely a different kind of look. It just depends on what you're going for. So again, once you're happy with that, we're gonna pop this in the lamp and we're gonna cure this for the full 60 seconds. Oh, and I am going to illuminate that little bit of cat's eye we have in there just to give it that really brightness, and then we'll pop it in and we'll give that a cure. So now we've got those two types of designs on a clear tip, or if you were just doing it over like the natural overlay that you did. But another way you can do this is take your gel polish and put your base gel underneath. So we're gonna do that with the one with the black and one with the purple. So we're gonna get those in the lamp and cure those. And again, you can use your Babe Raven black color. You can use that thick. You don't have to worry about this wrinkling at all. This is going to give a full cure. So here we are directly out of the lamp. I am not wiping off any tacky layer. I'm just going right in with my gel melt. Again, keeping my coat semi-thin. I don't want too much product on there that's going to bulk up the nail. We're going to go back in and scoop out that marbleized gel polish that we already created, and we're going to lay that over the gel melt. So I like to put the color as a base also that I'm using in the marble. It just makes it look like it's all just melding together, and it gives you this really cool full cover look if you don't want any clear or anything else showing through. So this will hide all that, but just give it that full marble look without having to keep going in and grabbing more product to cover everything. So again, hitting it with the magnet, and we're popping that in the lamp. And now we're going to go in with the black base. Same thing, we didn't wipe any tacky layer off. We are going right in with our gel melt, and now we're going to pick up that marbled gel off of our palette and kind of run that over the tip as well. And it's going to give a different look from the purple background to the black. Obviously the black is going to be a lot darker. Again, just a very cool look because it just all melts together so perfectly. If we want to go in and grab more and just really give this whole nail a marbleized look, we can do that. We can just keep going in, grabbing from our pile there, and again, making sure we're not making brush strokes. We're just connecting and just letting it flow off the brush onto the nail. And use that little bit of a tip if you have to help it along. But again, just a really cool detailed marble look. We'll hit it with the magnet so any of that cat's eye will just illuminate. And oh, I think that's like one of my favorite ones right there. That is gorgeous. All right, we're gonna pop that in and cure. Oh, and again, if you do feel like you let it really self-level a lot and it was bulking up your sidewalls, just take your brush and just kind of clean up those sidewalls so that we don't have that wide nail. So these are the first two that we did, and you can see the difference. One has much more color, less marbleizing. The other one is more marbled, so you can tell the difference by these two techniques. Personally, I love both of them. I think they both give a really cool look. We're gonna top coat this one with just a clear, no wipe top coat. And this will give a nice glassy finish. We'll pop that in the light, we'll cure that. I do go in with a lot of top coat because sometimes putting all these gels on will create kind of an uneven texture on the top. So I like to make sure that's all smoothed out. So I like to go in hard with my gel top coat. So for this one, we're going in with Magic Matte so we can see the difference between the matte and the gloss, and you guys can decide which you prefer. So again, when you're working with your matte top coats, make sure you go in heavy with those so that you don't see any shiny spots. And these were our two full covers. So we've got our purple and our black, two totally different looks, but they're cohesive. They go well together. So, you know, even if you wanted to rotate this on one hand, they're still gonna go well together. But just, again, a very cool random look. We will do the same. We will do one with a shiny top coat and then one with a matte top coat so you guys can see the differences. For some reason, the matte top coat just really brings out the detail in the marble, so I love that look. But like I say all the time, sometimes clients don't love a matte top coat. They feel like it looks unfinished to them, so they want that gloss. But your marble is going to look amazing either way. So we'll pop those into the lamp, cure those, and here's our first ones on our clear base. Love it. A fan of both. And then here's our ones with our colored base. And you can see what a different vibe it gives between the matte and the shiny. So for some design on top, I'm going to take the one that we put the matte top coat on so you guys can really see the design really well in the video. And we are just starting with a dot, and then we're using a skinny liner brush. I believe this is a 7mm from our liner collection, and we are just pulling out. I'll always start with a cross, and then I will go in and add a few more lines and kind of make you're making an X through it. Always start in the center and pull out. You don't need any more gel on your brush. You don't need any more color. You're pulling that color out from that dot. So quick, easy way to make a great sunburst. We'll add a few more dots on here, and then we'll add one more smaller sunburst, and then we'll give that a cure. So the black and white Raven it's Raven and Angel. Those are the two in the Babe collection. They are so great to paint with because they are so opaque. And if you're looking for, you know, something that's a little safer to use, being TPO and HEMA free, the whole entire Babe collection, it is just a very, very pigmented gel polish. So you can do all types of art with any of the colors. They cover so well and they paint like butter. So it's a really good art gel as well. So this one we made just a little smaller, and we'll keep that one more of that stardust instead of the burst in the center. So yes, actually I was using a 9mm brush, not a 7. So a little bit longer, but a nice skinny brush so you can get those tails on those stars really, really thin. And last, I'm going to take just the tiniest daughter that I have, pick up some of that cat's eye gel, and we're just going to pop that right in the center of our starbursts. And it's going to look like just a little jewel right in the center. We'll use our magnetize them and make them nice and bright and bring all that pigment up to the top so it looks like they're shining from within. And then we will give this a full 60-second cure. So I am not top coating the starbursts. I'm not top coating any of the painting that I did. When you're just doing a little bit of painting like this, the Babe gels, they have, yes, a very slight inhibition layer, so it is slightly tacky, but when it's this small, it doesn't matter. You can just wipe it with a little bit of alcohol. You don't need to top coat it, and it's still gonna look like a nice high shine. This one, we're just gonna add some fun little drips. Again, just so you guys can see how easy it is to paint with and how opaque it is. And this is a fun design for Halloween, whether you're doing blood drips or black or white drips. Actually, drips are always fun, not just Halloween. I love making some drippy nails. So we'll just add a few drips on here, and then we're gonna give this a final cure for 60 seconds. Again, I will wipe it with a little bit of alcohol, but you don't have to worry about top coating this. Okay, I'm just going to, this is how I display when I'm done with swag nails or a video. I will just take one of our little cards, one of the acrylic cards, and stick some double-sided tape to it, and then I will apply the nails. I'll sometimes put magnets on the back of them and stick them on our display board in the salon, so that obviously it just gives the girls some inspiration. It gives clients some things to look at. And then you can also take Sharpie and write on the back of it the exact colors that you used in case I'm not there and somebody wants to recreate it. But again, just a nice way to display the work that you're doing. Give clients ideas, give your nail tech friends ideas, and obviously great for videos and showing them off on social media too. All right, guys, so that is it. I hope you like our witchy vibe nails for September. Next month will be another Halloween themed because I just cannot get enough of these spooky nails. So if you are not a swag member, remember you can always sign up on profilesbackstage.com, and I will see you guys next month.